Alright, one thing I really like about Axle, and other companies may do this, but I haven't got a lot of experience building other kits. I built a Traxxas back in the day and stuff and tore down my Emax and slashed 100 times, but going off of this build kit, if you see the screw on top, you can pretty much gauge it right there, like, okay, that's the one I need. How many I need? 8. There you go, put a pile of 8. Alright, I need 10 of these. Oh, that's the one. 10. Easy enough, right? Now on the directions, it's pretty much just a, see if I can get it to focus there. It's just, it shows you how it goes together basically. And then this is the step 1. So this whole thing just build up the frame set, and then you're off and running for the next part. Alright? Alright, so let's get to it. Phillips and Phillips. Sure I got it, yep, alright. It doesn't tell you how to start, but I always like to do the motor first. The transmission, the motor in the middle. That way it kind of holds it from both sides. Of course, you're going to center this up. And then you can see the 2 of the round screws over here. Alright, put this one on the right one, I think. To the other one. Now to me, this is like my favorite part of RC, is actually getting to get into this stuff and build things. You know, I mean, I love driving, don't get me wrong, but there's just something about being inside a quiet house and working on this stuff. Alright, so that's sorted. Oh, Bruce, you talk too much. Alright. Again, apologize for the messy desk, but oh well. Not too worried. Alright. So then that's when we get into this stuff. Just cut out the parts you need. I've already noticed I've messed up. Alright, this transmission plate is way different than the AX10. So I'm gonna have to swap these out, put it back on, put it on the one that they've given me. So oversight on my part. But let me do that and I'll get back with you. Alright. So I've mounted this plate, but I've noticed that the screws that came out of the AX10 plate, they're too short for these inside mounts. So I've had to use different screws that came with the kit. Now nowhere on this kit does it tell you which screws to use to mount the transmission to the transmission mount, whatever you want to call it. So I'm sure it's going to come up where I'm going to need those screws, and I'm going to have to refer to my bench stock, so to speak, to get parts to make that work. But we'll go ahead and press on for now. And now that this transmission mount's got little tips sticking out that fit in right on here, that fit into the slots to make sure that you line it up perfect. So there you go. Now another thing on this is that the rounded heads goes on the motor side. So make sure you put the rounded ones there. Alright, another bit of information. The other side, it says you use the countersunk heads because they want you to use these little wire, if I can get in there, these little wire clips, but I don't use those. So for now, I will use the ones it tells me to. Then if I have screws left over, or if I have some somewhere else, I will get the rounded ones, because I doubt I'm going to be able to show you this. But yeah, there you go. You can see it sticking up just a bit. That's all the way in, but since it's countersunk, it's not flat. So it's going to stick out a bit. But like I said, if I can find screws to replace it, I will. Or you could just put those little wire clips on there. That's what they're made to be anyway, but I don't use them, so I don't want them on there. Alright, so back at it here. All the shock hoops are numbered as well, so make sure that you get those in the right order. I don't know if they number them on the... No, of course not. The way you tell it though is the front ones are angled. See if you can see that. I don't know if you can tell or not by that. The front ones are kind of slightly angled, where the back ones are pretty much just both the same. And then the way I do it is I work from the motor and the transmission out. So I'll go to the next part that's in the middle. Just make sure that I'm lining it up like it says. Just flip it around like it's supposed to be. This is a learning experience for both of us, I promise. So that in there, line it up. Alright, and this one is the countersunk ones, because you're going to mount the shock hoops with it. So you got all the stuff together here. Now I don't tighten these all the way down until I get all four of them started, just so I ain't gotta worry about moving them. Maiden, such a good choice. Alright. Now, I like to, after I get them close, to tighten them up with the, just the driver itself. Not something I want to strip out. And this one, same thing, it's going to be the hoops, so they're going to be countersunk as well. Just make sure that you got the right holes lined up with the paper. Get on there. Stupid. Same thing over here. Yeah, these back ones are both numbered number 3, so they're reversible front to back. I mean, left to right, it doesn't matter. But the front ones are numbered 1 and 2 because they need to slant back like it's doing right now. And the same thing here with the driver. Right. Now this one's also angled, so you can make sure that you go with the pointy bit in. has the tips on it as well. I'm not used to calling them tips. I call them something that's kind of like that, but I don't want to try to get out of that habit. At least while I'm talking publicly. Go ahead and finish up front here. Now one thing I normally do, and I'll probably go back and do it, but I'll show you how I do this one. This is not advised for, you be really careful and just trim off those little parts tree bits that you didn't get all the way off here. Probably best not to use a razor blade, but it's just the way I do it. I'm really careful with it, so. Alright, now I just put in those 6 screws, so let me make sure we're good to go. Alright, so like I said, that's step 1 done. Okay, so the whole front page is step 1. Now, step 2 is putting in the electronics box, and then you can go ahead and do your ESC and all that stuff, your receiver. And then, but on the picture, it miraculously goes from step 1 to being just a frame to step 2 having axles and shocks on. So, I guess this part we're going to be on our own. Might have to refer to my SCX10 instruction sheet. Now if you don't already have an SCX10, you can go online to Axle's website and you can download it for free. They got the PDF files on there that have the whole manual, so also a good tip. Alright.